Our next guest has definitely made a name for himself in Hollywood over the last few years, gaining notoriety for his roles on The OC, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Some Girls. Well, now he's the star of an upcoming new rom-com debuting on DirecTV's Audience network this month. Check him out.
Yeah, you do.
I do not.
Oh, you do too.
This is Billie, my sister.
Sister.
Your name is Billie, too.
It's crazy, right?
You didn't sleep together, did you?
I thought I was progressive.
To think my two children together.
I'm not really your
All right, good stuff. Thanks so much for chatting with us, Adam. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us about your new show. Looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, what can where should I start? It's obviously
right?
It's called Billie and Billie. It's about step siblings who have to deal with all the trials and tribulations of a romance and the things that come with a regular romance, plus the added factor that they are step siblings, and you know, dealing with how do they feel about it, and even more so, how do they feel about other people's thoughts of it. And is it something that they can sort of wear proudly, or is it something they're ashamed of? And therein lies the conflict. And I star with Lisa Joyce, who is a wonderful, funny actress, and I think people who watch the show are going to be really surprised and just happy to have found her.
Yeah, and speaking of, you know, talk about this cast. What's it like working with her and everybody else on the show?
Well, it's great. I mean, Neil LaBute, who created it, is he does a lot of movies. He does a decent amount of television as well, but primarily he's known as a playwright. And so all the actors, so it's a very contained series, and all the actors are all end up having a very big part, and not a lot of filler. There's not a lot of other actors with small parts. It really is just kind of these 7 main people, and they're all great. He's got great taste in actors.
That's fantastic. That's definitely a good team to have. Now let's talk a little bit more about your character. Is there anything that you relate to with him? I know he can be a little bit snarky. Was it natural for you to play that role, or was that more of a challenge?
I mean, in terms of his mannerisms, in terms of his speech, I mean, Neil has a bit of a stylistic, I don't know, he writes a little stylish, and he also writes pretty natural, naturalistic, I guess, and but I definitely felt comfortable. I mean, he let everyone kind of make the characters their own, and you could kind of speak the way you wanted to a certain extent, and so I feel comfortable in that way. You know, I feel, I guess, similar in that way. I mean, but to hear us talk, superficially, we sound like the same person maybe, but I do think, you know, his morals might be different than mine, or at least I hope. I don't know. He makes some choices, some selfish choices that you know, I like to think I wouldn't make in real life, but I actually can't say it with any certainty.
Oh, well, either way, they're definitely very likable characters. So where can we catch the show?
You can catch the show on DirecTV, Tuesdays at 8 p.m., and then I'm sure they'll do all sorts of re-airing as well.
Yeah, perfect. I got my DVR set. Thanks again, Adam. We'll definitely check out the show. Congrats again.